Good afternoon, everybody. This is Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and Other Skin Parasites, along with my co-host Robin, welcoming you on December 5th, 2021, to our stress management portion of the Morgellons event of the week. Now, stress can be a major factor because these skin parasites not only bring into your life physical discomfort through itching, feeling like you're sleeping on shards of glass 24/7. Some of you, not everybody. Some people just have crazy crawling feelings that they just can't get rid of. Biting feelings that can feel like it goes to the bone, like, can it go any deeper? The bite, relentless. Along with all that comes the disappointment after attending your doctor and investing the time, sitting in his office, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, until you're finally ushered into his exam room, and then you sit there, and then you explain your problem. Well, I got that backwards. No, you just sit there, and his assistant comes in, takes down some notes, takes your blood pressure, takes your temperature, leaves the room, and you sit there again for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then finally the doctor comes back in, and what's wrong with you? Well, I itch. Maybe I got Morgellons. Never say that. Never suggest. That's his job, figure out what you got, okay? But I itch and I'm going crazy. I got these rashes. I got these pimples. Last thing you want him to say is you're doing it to yourself. But, all right. And he examines you, and he looks at you, and, well, the best response that you can get from him is, well, you got something, but I don't know what it is. Worst result, I think you're doing it to yourself. People have these delusions of bugs and things like that, and parasites, and it's published time and time again, delusions of parasitosis. I'm going to refer you to the psychiatrist, So, all right. Oh, by the way, you owe me $110 for for telling you nothing. All right. So, I know I'm not crazy. What are you talking about, psychiatrist? You go home bewildered. You go to another doctor. You get similar. You go to another doctor. We have one lady who swears she was, to about 40 different doctors. And 24/7 doesn't change. Itching and biting and misery, and it follows you to work, and it disrupts your day, disrupts your sleeping. How long does it take before you start feeling depressed? How long does it take before you start feeling angry? The uncertainty has been building with every doctor you've gone to. The confusion is running rampant. Wait a minute. This is 2021, and they can't figure out, they can't take samples from me? They can't do a scraping or something and find out what's wrong? This is 2021, not the 1500s. Confusion, uncertainty. Now, uncertainty, that's a low-level emotion. It's not like anger. It's a low-level emotion, but it's 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Or is it 364? I don't know. Anyway, What happens with this? What does this do to you? What do these feelings do to you? Well, they're stress. Your body is taking the toll. And you've gone through life, and this has been your level of stress until these bugs came into your life. And you go up and down and up and down, and you manage every day, and this is what we call homeostatic level here, and the idea is always to come back to this point here. And then, you know, for those of you on the call, you'll have to look in the video later on to see what I'm doing with my hand to indicate like a status quo, and then we add these bugs, and it comes higher and higher and higher and higher, our stress levels, to the point where what happens generally when your refrigerator goes out? You know, before the bugs came into your life, you were down here, and your refrigerator goes out. Okay, so we deal with it, and we come back down. Robin, what happened to you when your refrigerator went out when the bugs came along?
Full of panic. Full of panic.
Hey.
I was like a chicken without its head, running in circles. I forgot how to breathe.
It doesn't have to be the refrigerator. It could be any little thing out of the ordinary. And you're over the top. And what's going on in your body? Well, you're being bathed in fight or flight hormones.
Right.
You're being bathed in adrenaline, noradrenaline. You're being bathed in cortisol, dumping level of blood sugar, sugar into your blood, which feeds the parasites.
Right.
So now you know what this talk is about. That was it. The stress feeds the parasites, the last thing you want. So it behooves us to do what we can to manage the stress. One of our goals, because we've all gone through this, depression, anxiety, frustration, aggravation, confusion, uncertainty, it's part of life. But when we bring in the parasites, it becomes even a bigger part of life. You know, some of us get paranoid. We think they're being released on us or something like this, or our neighbor's doing it to us. Some of us really go off the wall. This is all normal. This is normal. In fact, my physician, when I was dealing with these organisms, I went to Dr. Bransfield, a psychiatrist, who was recommended to me by the late Dr. Harvey of the Charles Hallman Association. And I was wondering, why am I going to a psychiatrist? But he was one of the people that were using the standard techniques that they use to treat Morgellons, aka Lyme disease. So his questions were all related with Lyme disease and how Lyme disease affects the human body, because basically they treat Morgellons as Lyme disease. So those questions were about indicators that I might be bipolar, that I might be paranoid, because these are all the kinds of things that can happen when we're dealing with Morgellons disease. And they all are aggravated by heightened levels of stress. And we want to do everything we can to bring those levels down. Robin's and my goal is to have you bring your anxiety, your depression, your anger, your frustration, your uncertainty, your confusion. They're different levels of energy. They're different energy levels. Bring them to us and transform them to a call to action. Take that energy and transfer it to the King Diet. Transfer it to being effective at disinfecting your environment. Transfer it to cleaning your skin. Transfer it to building health and immune functioning through targeted supplements. And transfer it to, where are we going, Robin? We're getting our lives back.
That's right.
That's the end. We're getting our lives back. And you can do that. And through this process, we incorporate different little techniques in managing stress. Little things that you can do throughout the day, such as deep breathing exercises. If you take any course in stress management, if the instructor knows what he's talking about, one of the first things he'll do is instruct you on how to use deep breathing to help bring down that stress level to more of a homeostatic level. Now, how often can you do deep breathing, Robin?
All throughout the day. Just don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Unless you're at a stoplight. You can close your eyes.
Well, I've tried that, though. I don't know when the stoplight's going to change.
Well, you'll hear the horn honk behind you.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So deep breathing is a fundamental thing. Now, hey, I can give you, I wish I could, I'd give you a BMW with the keys. But unless you take the keys and you put it in the ignition and you drive, you're not going to be using the car. So we can give you this technique, but unless you remember to do it and add it to your things to do during the day, it's not going to be of much value. So Robin's going to take you through a deep breathing technique, and all we ask you to do is to incorporate it, to use it, among the other things that we do when we do these stress management portions of the program. So Robin, let's have some deep breathing.
Okay. So I just want to add, deep breathing doesn't do much for certain kinds of anxiety. Tapping works better for that, or there's other things, but deep breathing does lower your blood pressure. It lowers your heart rate. It clears your mind so you can start to think creatively and think clearly. So if you're sitting, sit up straight, both feet on the floor, your shoulders are down and relaxed. We're going to breathe from our diaphragm, which is in our belly, not from our shoulders. So when you take a breath, your shoulders don't go up, your belly goes out. And we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and then slowly release the breath for 10 seconds. And I find it really helpful when deep breathing to either use it as a time for prayer or affirmations or declarations, positive declarations, and I will say some of those as we go through this. So, okay, let out your breath and breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slowly breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and breathe in hope 2, 3, and peace, and hold, and imagine joy filling every cell of your body, and slowly exhale, and while you're exhaling, smile, and imagine walking barefoot through your whole house without getting attacked. And breathe in and just declare that your house and your body are clear. These things have to flee before every step you take, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. I picture it like a dark cloud dissolving into light. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in, and breathe in faith that it's going to be okay, that there are solutions, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly breathe out. Imagine your body filling each cell with love, peace, joy, hope, encouragement, and breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. Imagine having wonderful face-to-face conversations with people and being safe. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you have water nearby or cistus tea, have a drink of water. Helps flush toxins out of your body. And take a deep cleansing breath.
Thank you, Robin. Yes. 2 points. 1, hydration.
Yes.
It's as important as anything else. Drink lots of water, fluids during the day. Lemon water, for instance.
Yep.
Sweeten it with real stevia. Okay. Second point, Robin mentioned that some people with anxiety, the deep breathing technique may not be necessarily the best, and she is absolutely right, because people who are prone to anxiety, or especially those with agoraphobia, when they start deep breathing, it can flip them out. It's not a good technique, wrong technique, because it's an inward focusing, and they do too much of that. They focus too much already inward. What's wrong with my heart? What's wrong with my, okay. That kind of thinking gets them off to the emergency room. So if you have a tendency towards anxiety, you don't want this technique. He mentioned another technique, which is called tapping. And it's another technique that you can find on some of our other YouTube posts. And she goes through the technique where you tap portions of your forehead, you tap your nose, you tap under your chin, and other areas as you repeat affirmations to yourself. So keep that in mind. We're not saying the only thing that you can do is deep breathing. We're saying this is one of the tools, and not every tool works for every person. So you figure out what tools work best for you. So
just like with the diet.
Exactly. Make it work. Make the diet work for you. Make the stress management work for you. So I want to thank everybody who came on the program today. I want to thank you and wish you well. I love you, each and every one of you. I want you and Robin and I want you to be able to say, hey, thank you guys. Because of you guys being here every Sunday, we hung in, we kept coming back, and we got our lives back. Thank you. You guys helped me make it work, and that's what it's about. We know it works. We're only here to support you, to make sure that you make it work and get your life back. Hey, 25 years ago, I was ready to end my life. It was that bad. And when Lyme disease just about destroyed my life 12 years ago, I thought, why go on? What's it worth? I beat the parasites, and now Lyme disease is killing me. So we know this stuff works. So do it and keep coming back.